The laughter echoed across the private rooftop helipad as executives gathered around the polished corporate helicopter. With a smirk, the billionaire CEO tossed a set of flight keys toward the elderly janitor and mocked him in front of everyone. She jokingly declared that if he could fly the helicopter, she would marry him. The crowd burst into laughter, convinced they had just witnessed the funniest moment of the company retreat. The old janitor calmly caught the keys without saying a word. Less than 10 minutes later, the helicopter lifted smoothly into the bright afternoon sky under his steady hands, and the smiling CEO stood frozen in complete disbelief. But flying the aircraft was only the beginning. The secret hidden behind the quiet janitor's ordinary uniform would leave everyone speechless. If you believe humility is greater than pride, kindness is more powerful than status, and everyone deserves respect regardless of their job, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to our channel for more emotional stories that remind us what truly matters. 40-year-old Victoria Langley had built one of the nation's fastest-growing logistics companies from almost nothing. Brilliant, fearless, and incredibly disciplined, she had earned the admiration of investors around the world. Yet success had also changed her in ways she barely noticed. She had become impatient with people she considered ordinary. Without realizing it, she often judged employees by their job titles instead of their character. Working quietly inside the company's headquarters was 63-year-old Walter Hayes. Every employee knew Walter as the cheerful janitor who arrived before sunrise and somehow remembered everyone's birthdays. He swept hallways, repaired broken furniture, watered office plants, and always carried a gentle smile. Nobody knew much about his past. Whenever someone asked about his life before becoming a janitor, Walter simply smiled and changed the subject. To him, the work itself was honorable. He never felt the need to explain anything. The company organized a weekend leadership retreat at a countryside conference center complete with a training facility and a private helipad used by visiting executives. Walter had volunteered to accompany the maintenance team to ensure the property remained clean throughout the event. Late one sunny afternoon, guests gathered around a beautifully maintained corporate helicopter while a certified demonstration pilot explained its advanced systems. Victoria jokingly asked whether anyone else believed they could fly it. Several executives laughed. Then someone playfully pointed toward Walter, who happened to be sweeping nearby. Another executive remarked that perhaps the janitor should give it a try. The group laughed louder. Caught up in the moment, Victoria tossed the helicopter keys toward Walter and teasingly announced that if he could actually fly it, she would marry him. More laughter followed. Walter quietly caught the keys. Instead of appearing embarrassed, he politely asked whether the demonstration pilot would allow him to perform a standard pre-flight inspection. The pilot looked confused. Still, curiosity overcame skepticism. Walter slowly walked around the aircraft. He checked rotor blades, fuel levels, landing skids, control surfaces. Every movement displayed calm confidence. The pilot's expression changed. These were not random actions. They reflected years of disciplined training. With the pilot's permission and after every required safety procedure was confirmed, Walter climbed into the cockpit. Moments later, the helicopter lifted gracefully from the helipad. It hovered steadily before completing a smooth demonstration circuit around the property under the pilot's supervision. When it landed perfectly several minutes later, nobody applauded. Nobody spoke. Silence covered the entire rooftop. Victoria stared at Walter with complete disbelief. She quietly asked how a janitor had learned to fly helicopters so expertly. Walter hesitated. He never enjoyed discussing his past. But after gentle encouragement from the pilot, he finally shared the truth. Many years earlier, Walter had served as one of the country's most respected search and rescue helicopter pilots. He had flown hundreds of dangerous missions through storms, mountains, and wildfire zones. During one rescue operation, he successfully evacuated an entire group of trapped children despite impossible weather conditions. The mission earned national recognition. But it also came with unimaginable loss. His co-pilot and closest friend lost his life during another rescue only months later. The tragedy changed Walter forever. Unable to overcome the grief, he retired early. Rather than chasing fame, he sought a quiet life focused on simple work and helping others. Cleaning buildings brought him peace. Serving people without recognition helped heal wounds no medal ever could. Victoria felt overwhelming shame. She realized she had laughed at a man whose courage far exceeded anything she had accomplished. The following morning, she personally apologized before the entire leadership team. Walter accepted immediately. He explained that mistakes matter far less than the willingness to grow beyond them. Those words remained with Victoria long after the retreat ended. Back at headquarters, she quietly began changing the company's culture. Executives spent one day each month working alongside maintenance crews, receptionists, warehouse staff, and cafeteria employees. Not as publicity. Not for photographs. Simply to understand the people whose daily efforts kept the business running. Employee satisfaction improved dramatically. Departments communicated better. Small problems were solved before becoming expensive failures because leaders finally listened to every voice. Walter continued working as a janitor. Victoria offered him prestigious consulting roles, generous promotions, and executive offices. He respectfully declined them all. Instead, he accepted one request. He agreed to mentor young employees about leadership, humility, and service. His sessions quickly became the company's most popular training program. Years later, visitors entering headquarters noticed an unusual plaque beside the main entrance. It did not celebrate record profits or international expansion. Instead, it read, "Respect every person before you know their story." Whenever guests asked why those words greeted everyone entering the building, Victoria always smiled. Because one quiet janitor had taught an entire company that greatness is never measured by uniforms, titles, or wealth. It is measured by humility, courage, and the way we treat people who can offer us nothing in return. Before this story comes to an end, we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever discovered that someone you underestimated had an extraordinary story hidden beneath an ordinary job? Leave a meaningful comment below because your experience may inspire someone else to look beyond appearances. As another warm afternoon sunlight reflected across the company's rooftop helipad, Walter quietly returned to watering office plants while new employees greeted him with genuine respect. Victoria watched from her office window and finally understood that leadership wasn't about standing above others. It was about lifting others with dignity. The helicopter flight became a story remembered throughout the company, not because a janitor proved everyone wrong, but because one simple moment reminded hundreds of people that true greatness often wears the most ordinary clothes. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. Remember, never judge someone's future by their present job or their worth by the clothes they wear. Sometimes the quietest person in the room carries the most extraordinary story of all.